Carol Ford, Jeff Fox and Ken Webb in the morning, Yvonne Mobley, Red Alert, Prince Kalunda, me, Wendy Williams, Bob Slade, Ann Tripp, and Joe Bragg, Bobby Gales, Chris Welsh, Milton McLean, Dennis. They're in the
Kiss
public
News
service
team.
department. The Kiss News, just everybody,
Joe
the people,
Bragg.
everybody behind the scenes. Charles Warfield, Toya Beasley. It's the people, Sam.
Welcome back to the LifeScope channel. On your way in, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's appreciated as always. Before we get started, I just want to say Happy Black History Month, and 2024 is already becoming a very explosive year. I mean, it's only February, and so much has been going on in the media. Let's talk about the Queen of Talk, Wendy Williams. If you don't know, it has recently been confirmed that Wendy Williams has been diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia and primary progressive aphasia, according to her care team. Williams was actually diagnosed in 2023.
This morning, Wendy Williams expected back on air after a real-life Halloween scare, fainting during her live talk show Tuesday morning. Williams, dressed as Lady Liberty, seemed fine until almost the end of her show, when she suddenly starts to slow down.
Let's get started. Our first caress.
Slurring her words while introducing a costume contest. Stage managers rushing to her aid, the show quickly cutting to black. 6 minutes later, an alert Williams, still in costume, was back on camera.
That was not a stunt. I'm overheated in my costume and I did pass out. But you know what? I'm a champ and I'm back.
Managing to finish the show and even crack a few jokes.
Is that the end of the show? Was I passed out that long?
But the terrifying moment of a panicked-looking Williams stumbling backwards, blowing up online.
Most of us knew about or heard of Wendy Williams' health struggles with Graves' disease and her thyroid issues. But before she debuted her talk show in 2008, Wendy was known as a shock jock.
Lucy's on the phone. She's married to a possible bisexual man.
I'm not too sure about it. I asked him, and of course he denied it, but, we had some extra friends sometimes.
Yeah.
And one of that, I saw him did something I wasn't too fond of.
What did your husband do that made you uncomfortable?
Wendy, he went down.
Down where?
Other guy.
Well, he's gay,
God dang,
stupid!
What more do you need to know, you donkey? How you doing? What do you need to know, you donkey? How you doing?
So, how did Wendy get to be a well-known shock jock? On July 18, 1964, Wendy Joan Williams was born in Asbury Park, New Jersey. Her parents, Shirley, a special education teacher, and Thomas Dwayne Williams, a teacher and school principal who became the first black school administrator in Red Bank, New Jersey in 1969. Together, the couple held 3 master's degrees and was able to relocate their family to a mostly white upper-middle-class suburb of Wayside in Ocean Township, New Jersey, after the racial unrest in Asbury Park in 1970. The second of 3 children, Williams engaged in a few extracurricular activities as a kid and appeared to be very outgoing. She started early with the goal of becoming a skilled mic operator. Williams attended Northeastern University after high school, where she studied communication with a minor in journalism and worked as an intern at her first radio station. Following many stints as a DJ at different radio stations, Williams eventually secured a long-term role as a radio morning show host in 1990 and swiftly rose to fame as a shock jock in New York. Most major U.S. markets syndicated her when she quit radio in 2009 to devote herself full-time to the small screen.
Most people know Wendy as the larger-than-life, self-proclaimed queen of all media, host of her own namesake daytime talk show, The Wendy Williams Show. No celebrity off limits during her scorching hot topics.
Mariah, I don't know who you think you're fooling with this one.
And that signature catchphrase.
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
But a new Lifetime documentary, Where is Wendy Williams, revealing the different Wendy family and those closest to her knew in the years following the cancellation of her television show.
I want to say, regardless of what people think about Wendy Williams, this is an extremely horrible diagnosis that she has been given. Wendy pretty much has early onset dementia at age 59. And I think things that play a key factor in Wendy losing or possibly starting to lose herself is the heavy drinking, depression from her divorce. I mean, let's not play that being married to a man for a number of years who is supposed to be your manager, gets his side chick pregnant and then leave with her won't have an effect on Wendy mentally. Now you add on top of that Wendy's mother passing away and her show being canceled about 2 years ago can be a very emotionally stressful time.
Everyone doesn't seem to agree with Wendy being diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia. Her former attorney, LaShawn Thomas, is worried about her ex-client, claiming that since the well-known talk show host was placed under guardianship, her physical condition has drastically deteriorated. Now, when I saw an article that was talking with the former attorney, this prompted me to want to check out the Lifetime documentary series, Where is Wendy? It comes in 2 parts. One came out yesterday on the 24th, and the other one is supposed to air today on the 25th. So I did check out a little bit
Of the first
part that aired yesterday, and you can tell that there's definitely health issues going on with Wendy that is truly affecting her. Her feet look so swole. They just look like it's so uncomfortable to, number one, walk on, and possibly she has a lot of pain. So there are different health elements that's going on with her that probably aided in her frontotemporal dementia diagnosis. And it's so sad because
Wendy is up under a guardianship. If you don't know, a guardianship is the legal role given to an individual to manage the personal activities of a person or resources who cannot properly do so on their own. Does the guardianship include being an overseer of her money as well? So apparently, Wells Fargo successfully petitioned a New York court in January 2022 to place Williams under a temporary financial guardianship, claiming that Williams' cognitive impairments put her at risk of financial abuse. The financial services company's spokeswoman told People magazine. This matter was conducted under seal, which means it is supposed to be kept private. Some say that this was allegedly due to her son taking out large sums of money. Regardless if it's true or not about her son, it seems like Wendy doesn't have a family member around to help, or maybe they aren't allowed to help her, because who determined the guardianship? Her father is in his 90s, and it seems like a lot to put on her 22-year-old son, so who would be left? Now, Williams's family claims that the only person who now has unrestricted access to her is her court-appointed legal guardian, whose name is kept secret. They claim she can call them, but they are unable to call her.
but it's really turning out to be a sad state of events that has happened to someone who now, when you look at it in 2024, and you see all of the podcasts, all of the people talking, nothing seems to be off limits, and it seems like that is the norm in a lot of cases. Well, she was doing that when they were called shock jocks. So she may have been a little bit ahead of her time,
Or maybe Wendy was just salacious and messy. Either way, however you choose to spin it, one thing she always did was keep us entertained. And it was clear if Wendy talked about your business, she didn't mind talking about hers. Right now, I can't lie, this sounds very crazy. Her bank went to court to freeze her funds. How the hell do they have that kind of power over a person's finances? Did Wendy have paperwork in place to protect herself before all of this started? Or is there somebody else that has money invested in the Wendy brand that want control over probably everything she does? Let me know what you think, and until next time.